What is going on, everybody? This is Rawstarr of the Burbank Misfits. And of course, I am joined with the co-host, CW.
I'm all right. I'm just saying, being weird. Fuck. Okay.
And you're listening to the Misfit Effect.
Let's do it.
And we actually have a fantastic guest on today. I want to say I've probably known her for about maybe a year and a half, maybe. I don't know. It's been a while. But we have the fantastic. She's a fighter. She's a dope performer. She does a lot.
A bounty hunter. Am I correct?
Yes. Yep.
ARIES LUX. How you doing?
Not right now.
Yeah.
No one's allowed to hunt right now, because of the COVID.
Yeah.
Can't touch those filthy fugitives.
Well, it's
the wrong time to get a dirty needle to the fingertip.
Well, you know, like they put out police reports of people, like the police stations, been like, "Hey, can the criminals just like not commit crimes right now?"
Yeah, I did see that, and I thought that was really, really funny.
Hey, everybody has to do their part. So for the people who out there who do not know who you are, tell them like who you are. Who are you?
We're all still trying to figure that out. Me too, but I guess I'm just kind of a thoughtless animal who lives life to the fullest. I don't care if I piss people off. I try to at least be respectful, I made some funny waves in the industry. But you can pretty much see on my Twitter what I'm into. Like, there's a bunch of me making fun of liberals and race car stuff, rednecks pulling on pickup trucks. I'm just, your average country chick that likes guns and beating people up. I think that's cool, right?
when I met you, you were beating somebody up, so.
What?
I
remember you were taking pics.
I was, and someone got mad at me. I was taking pictures of it.
Okay, what's the story? I know what's the story.
Cage fight.
Oh, okay.
So
was that one of the topless ones? That was at Spearmint Rhino, right? It was one of the topless ones, and I think I was fighting a porn star.
You were fighting. Her name starts with an N. That's Huntsman. Nikki
Huntsman.
Yeah.
It is Nikki Huntsman. Yeah, that's right. She's pretty famous too. I'm pretty happy for her. I checked out her career after, and I was like, damn, this girl's done really well for herself. She was very intelligent, super nice.
She was doing well then, but I just remember that fight, and I don't think she was prepared for it. I don't think she knew it was a real fight.
We're really punching each other.
They had really talked her up because I guess she had come up for one fight. Oh yeah, I mean, I fucked Nikki. I'm sorry, I fucked her up pretty bad, and I have to give her props because the first hit that I landed ended round one. And it was, I'm kind of weird, so I just was leaning against the fence, and they called the fight to start, and I just kept chilling because I was like, I'm gonna make her think that I'm retarded.
I remember that. I think I don't know if I got it on camera or not, but I know that I was recording it, and you hit her that once.
Do you have video footage of that? I never have seen footage of round one. I've only seen 2 and 3. I would love to see that footage if you have it.
I will look.
That cracked me up. And when I tell that story, people don't believe me. I was, well, no, this girl, dude, man, she hesitated. And when she came in, I just put my knee up because she tried to come in full force. She realized I was fucking with her. And I put my knee right into her ribs, and she just hit the fucking floor. It was whap, boom. And you could see the air come out of her face. And I tried to call the fight because right then and there, I was like, something's not right about, this matchup to me. And so she was like, man, they put a girl, she was probably, man, I don't know, how tall do you think that girl was? Because she was not very tall. And to me, I mean, I think she was 5'11", but I'm 6'2". So I just think it was kind of unfair to a degree. But she did put up a really good fight, and she refused to call it because I told started waving down the DJ like, I do not want to hit this fucking girl.
I think he started to go easier.
Somebody stop me from beating her ass some more.
I think he started to go easier on her a little bit, but like that first punch, it was like, well, this is over.
No, it wasn't even a punch. That was just the knee. That had to have been embarrassing for her.
And then, because I know she went down like right away, and I thought she was gonna quit. Like it was gonna be done right there. This is gonna have to call someone else out to continue it, because I'm like, well, that was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, and it definitely was like it hurt. Later on she's hot, okay, and she's a porn star, so of course I wanted to take her to breakfast in the morning, and I gave her some money out of my winnings, and let her keep the tips and stuff, because I knew that she was really injured, you could tell, and so it was so cool to see her like kind of favoring her rib cage, but still trying to put up a good fight. So she hit me a couple times. She got me a couple times, no block or whatever, and I was pretty impressed. So, but then I talked to her later, and she has like no military background or anything. Like she doesn't really have much fighting training. I guess the referees there at that club had been training her previously to her last fight. So
yeah, I didn't know she had fought before.
Huh?
I didn't even know if she had fought before.
Yeah, she had actually fought there. I think once. I'm not sure. But they didn't know I had fought either. What actually happened is I was not a planned fighter. That was the first time that I had ever even fought in that venue, and I wasn't even planning to.
Did you say you came in and like they asked you that, like when you showed up, like would you mind fighting?
Well, it wasn't exactly like that. I kind of got cornered into it, and it's actually a huge scandal, really, what happened to a degree. Nikki was actually dating, we had the same porn agent in common, and she was dating him. And he was the person who went with me. He went with me. It was him and David from Hustler, David Carrillo, had wanted to go see the fights, and they were like, hey, why don't you come? And I love David, man. David Carrillo is an amazing person. And Robert, my agent, he wanted to go too. So we all went together. I don't think it was entirely planned, but it was not good what happened, because I never knew that Nikki was the girl fighting. I just met we met her on the way in, and I didn't know her connection to Robert, or that she was even a porn star, or what's going on, I just knew I'm coming to see some bitches fight tonight. Mm-hmm. And we go in there, and I go to the bathroom, and I guess the girl who was supposed to fight her chickened out and canceled. Like, she had come in and then just went, oh, I'm going home. And so I never saw the other fighter that was supposed to fight Nikki. And I go to the bathroom, and I come back, and there's this little weird, referee guy. He's all this energy and tattoos and piercings in my face. He's like, hey, I heard you can fight. And I was like,
I know you're talking about the DJ. Okay.
I mean, yeah. And what? And he's like, yeah, you want to fight tonight? And I was like, sure. What the fuck is going on? And he's like, yeah, sign these papers. Your agent said you could fight. So we're going to put you up against the girl that won the last blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, she's here to defend her title. And she, mopped blood all over the floor with this girl last time. And I was like, okay. So I'm prepared to fight somebody because he made it sound like she could really kick somebody's ass. So I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. So I came in honestly, I was kind of scared because I had no idea what I was getting into. This was a completely new venue. I don't know if it's a legal fight or if they're going to have no rules. I have no idea if we're wearing headgear. I'm like, whatever. So I came in a little scared. And that's why that one-hit KO looking situation in round one happened, because I was afraid that she was actually going to be a good fighter, and I had to put in my best. So I put in a kill move.
And you said a kill move.
That was a fun moment, though. That was actually one of my favorite, crazy random porn people happenings, because, you expect weird shit to happen in the porn world, right? Mm-hmm. And then to have that crazy experience, and then they're like, hey, by the way, now you can fight in these crazy porn fighter venues, and da-da-da-da-da. And the next girl they had come in, man, she beat the fuck out of me. Oh, it was amazing. It was so hot. And I tried to take her to the breakfast in the morning, too, and she wasn't having it. But Nikki said she'd go, but she couldn't move in the morning.
Oh, shit. Well, dang.
I love the next chick I fought there, though, at that venue, because they brought her in, and her name was Gianni Jackson, and she was an actual fighter. And
is that
I
the girl with the
with
low cut haircut?
That was the big, tall, beautiful 6'4" black girl with the braids and the pretty lips
Okay,
and the
yeah.
green
Because
eyes and the
they're
freckles.
like
Yeah.
they're actually real fighters. So okay. I know
Yeah,
you're talking
the girl
about.
with the 6-pack, weren't you there for that one?
The thing is, I
Oh
don't.
shit!
Because I've
She was great.
showed CW some of the fights before, and like because sometimes they really go at it, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, we did. We went in super hard. She dislocated my knee in the first round, and I kept going through that. I'm surprised she didn't down me. I mean, I just kept thinking, this girl is hitting me like a fucking bag of bricks, man, right in my face every time. She had great aim. She was fast. She hit hard. And I'm just like, I just got to fucking choose one, because at this point, I didn't know my knee was dislocated, but something was wrong with my body. I knew something happened because I could barely pick up my arms. And I'm just like, fuck, why can't I use my arms? Oh, something's wrong. And I couldn't really walk right, but I was so fucked off at the moment because she was so late. Okay, first off, I was drunk and high because she didn't show up for 3.5 hours. I didn't think she was going to come. So I'm at this venue getting topped off, right? So I'm so fucked up, I don't even know what's happening to my body. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. I have to choose now. I have to choose between blocking or punching because I have the energy to do one or the other. So I just started wailing on her face, and we just went 3 rounds, 3 minutes apiece, punching each other in the face back and forth. She won by default points.
I want to say this 2 things though. One, that's the only thing I don't like about the fights in general. I know they're changing them up now, from the way they used to do it. But that was one reason I didn't want porn performers doing it. Like, because I did the oil wrestling too. In the oil wrestling, they're just wrestling. They're not they're not attacking each other. They're just playfully doing oil stuff. Now, when it came to this, like, since you were a performer, whatever, if you get hit the wrong way and you can't work, it's messing up your money, And that was the main thing I did not like about the physical cage fight,
I've actually never come out of with any bruises from that particular venue, and there's a reason for it. That venue actually does use professional gear, protective headgear, mouth guards. The gloves are actually standard training gloves. They're not actually your American boxing gloves. So they're a lot more padded on both ends. And then you have your shin guards as well. And since you're barefoot, you have a lot more of the ability to balance yourself and maintain your center of gravity. People don't get hurt as much, but they can. I mean, in my case, it's a little different. But, I do know that most of those girls there don't have a fighting background.
Because I know Prior Ray, like, she ended up being on like a foot brace because of it.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was like, and then I know Callie had a mark on her face from it. So it was just like, it can mess up your money, whatever. So that's why I was okay with the oil wrestling one compared to this one. That's why I told them before, like, I don't mind coming to the event, whatever, but I'm not going to be the one to say, oh, I'm going to bring you this girl so you can, put her in a fight, and she can mess up her money.
Oh, you weren't contributing to the porn industry brawl for all?
I mean,
I contributed my own girlfriend once. It was her first fight. She'd never even been in a fight, and I was like, dude, you can beat this bitch's ass. She kind of got jumped once, and it made her hard as shit. She wanted to fight after that all the fucking time. And I would play with her and mess around with her. I could see she had it in her, and I knew this one girl was a good match for her. And I had watched Magic beat that girl, Sophia. And then, so if you want to check out the girl that I'm talking about, she's my best friend. We were dating at the time. No one can ever say anything bad about her. I'll hunt her down, tell you down, fuck, kill you. Anyways, so that type of girl. She's my ride or die. And you can check her out. That's at Janessa the Rose Instagram.
I know her.
And she's fucking rad. You remember her?
I spoke to her a few days ago, actually.
Oh, good. I'm glad you guys stayed in contact. Yeah, you should definitely maybe even have her on as podcast. She's really doing well with her modeling career. She doesn't do porn stuff.
I met her. I didn't meet her at the cage fight. I met her at a house party.
4th of July.
4th of July, yeah.
Probably 4th of July, or it could have been the E-Course, one of my course parties, his radio party. She was there too.
No, I mean, I know for a fact it was 4th of July because I took pictures of her.
Yeah.
I took pictures of her there, and then when I sent them to her, and that's how me and her were in contact in general, was because of that.
Jake Adams' 4th of July party. That I remember not remembering a lot of things. So I about died. Let me tell you, when you sent me the link, both
of you were there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And actually,
do you remember?
To make it funny. I think it's a point where I'm recording where you can hear CW talking to me in that video.
Are you kidding? So you guys, we were both there, all three of us?
Yeah, I guess we were.
Because I was recording you, and CW and his girlfriend had walked past whatever, and I'm talking like I'm recording, and I don't think he realized what was going on in the laundry room.
I don't even think I fully fucking realized what was happening in the laundry room, dude. You know, I didn't remember that. I about shit myself in the morning. You sent me the links to that video. Oh my God, dude. I had about a heart attack because I couldn't remember it at all. I was like, oh my God, what did I do, you know? And I don't know who the guys in the video were. I know one of them from porn, like I've seen him. The two black kids that were totally eating me out on that washing machine in the freaking 4th of July.
I know them both. Because you're with Freaknik. That was the second.
Oh
person.
Yeah, Freaknik.
Oh no, was it?
Yeah,
Damn,
it was
dude. I feel bad. I didn't remember that. I'll have to apologize.
It was Freaknik and Sky Royal.
That's funny. Nice. Well, at least we have them identified. So that was funny because I know that had to have been after I pulled a certain person who is, I don't think you can say celebrity names of incidents that have certain ones, right? Like I'm afraid to. But pulled a certain fighter we all know into that laundry room, like what was it, like an hour before that, I think? And I didn't really remember much of that, but I remembered split pieces.
Yeah, because I remember you told me after I sent it to you that that whoever was eating you out basically was eating out something else, eating out cum, basically.
There was jizz in there, I'm telling you, I think. I don't know, maybe not. I have no idea. It's in there. I have no idea, but I'm just going to come out and fucking say it. I'll stop being a pussy. That's the fighter brain in me. So if there was cum in there, they can all just appreciate the fact that they got to eat Josh Barnett's cum.
Boom.
Yeah, that's beautiful. He's a UFC heavyweight champion. Most people watch UFC for a while know who he is. Josh Barnett did the blood sport and a lot of other things, and he held a title in Tokyo for a while too. Very cool. But I was like, okay, I'm going to tap that. And I just like dragged him into there. That's all I remember. And he hit me up on Twitter the next day. He was like,
I knew there was some guy that looked really familiar. I'm looking at him now. I know this guy.
So it was that guy, right? That's a Viking, right? And then there was another guy I pulled in there with us who was in a kilt.
Oh, okay. I remember the kilt. Yeah, I remember both of them.
Irish guy in a kilt. That guy was gigantic. So I'm sure that shit, if you had that on video, we could have sold it. I'm so glad
I didn't have that because I wasn't there for that, but I heard about it happening, you know, because I heard you had just went up there and did that, whatever, and that's when you had came downstairs and you started dancing on the pole.
I was so drunk, dude. I didn't even know I could get that drunk, man. I found a video of me pole dancing later, like on Jake Adams' pole. I think
I sent you that video.
Yeah, like, I think you did actually.
Yeah, I did. I'm like, wow, she really intoxicated. Compared to the pictures that you took earlier that day, compared to the fact that I'm recording you getting ate out by two different people, and you're saying my name.
Oh yeah, I was yelling at you, and I saw that happen, and I actually kind of remember that too. I remember saying some crazy shit to you. Do you get that shit? I'm like,
Like I'm like, you didn't say you didn't say did you get it? You're looking at me. I'm so what you said, Rawstarr.
I have no idea what I was
I'm
doing.
like,
I'm
well,
a crazy person.
okay. I'm like, that's
I'm
not
sorry.
me, but okay.
I'm very happy that you were getting the video, though. I vaguely remember that.
Oh, good. But yeah, they do with the kilt was really cool, people.
Dude, have you ever had that moment? Like, it reminded me of like high school parties, you know, when you first start taking drugs and drinking alcohol and you just can't even handle your shit. That's how I felt because, like, you know, the next day when your homie's like, yeah, look what I got on my fucking iPhone. I got a video of you doing this. And you're like, oh, shit.
Ooh, you're like, I lost like 2-3 hours. Like, I remember this. And then I woke up.
Had fucked up footage of me doing shit, dude. Like, there was so many fucking things that I was seeing the next day that I did not remember doing. But it was all badass shit. So I'm like, fuck it. You know, I'm with it. I'm fucking with it. Obviously, drugs
I'm gonna own that.
Badass. Yeah, fuck yeah, I did that shit. What a beast.
I just wanted to make, like, I did want to make sure you were okay. You were aware of what was going on somewhat. I know.
No, I wasn't aware of going on. I was having a great time.
Cause I know right after you got ate out, you left the party. So like y'all went out the back door and y'all just left.
Yeah, I dragged that dude and killed somewhere, I think.
Yeah, so you can, oh goodness gracious.
Isn't that weird? I could have probably gone home with that Josh Barnett dude, but instead I fucking went off with the kilt guy. I was all, dude, nah, this guy's in a kilt, man. Can't top that. You just cannot top dudes in a kilt.
That's true. He was walking there around confidently with the kilt too. Like, yep, got this kilt on. What's up?
Yeah,
dude, I woke up at his place the next day. He had trophies all over the walls for competing in the Scottish games for throwing boulders around and ripping trees out of the ground.
Oh shit!
Like he was.
That's pretty cool.
I was like, dude. Oh, but he also thought he was a werewolf in real life.
Oh, that's.
So everybody's got their downfalls. Can't be.
It was like, oh, you're a werewolf. Oh, okay.
It was a little weird. It was funny though, because he started snarling when we were fucking, and I don't know. I kind of thought that was hot.
I'll hit you up next full moon.
But I know you were hanging out
around that fire.
Because I know you were hanging out with me the next day at the radio party. So I thought y'all had knew each other beforehand.
Yeah, didn't I bring him as a date to that one? I think I did, dude. And then I got all stoned and don't know what I did after that.
Yeah. You know, it was like, how long ago was that? Like,
I think that was in April. No.
I know I was
given July, actually.
I was given a whole bunch of edibles at that party. And the thing is, and they just sat for a long time.
Hell yeah.
I think I ended up giving.
Did you try the chocolate Twinkie fountain, the edible chocolate Twinkie fountain that was medicated?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my god, dude, that shit was amazing.
But I don't like things. I don't like. I'm not the like. I would eat chocolate, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like if there's chocolate and there's something else, I would grab the something else.
Well, we all know I'm a huge fan of chocolate. I'll take that chocolate anytime.
I think most folks are. I'm just one of those just weird people out of nowhere that's like, you don't eat chocolate.
You were that asshole that had all your friends convinced you don't eat ice cream, right?
Oh, I love ice cream. Yeah, I just don't like. I don't like chocolate. I don't like chocolate ice cream. I like ice cream.
Fucking love me some ice cream. I haven't had ice cream in like a year. Kind of forget that it exists. Got that fucking, gotta watch what I eat shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to someone 2 days ago, and I was telling them, like, I have not had ice cream maybe that I could think of maybe in like a year and a half.
Damn. It's only been like a month for me.
It's like I just don't look forward to it anymore. It used to be like one of those things like you only get this at certain times, and when you got it, you got Neapolitan, so you had to choose if you wanted vanilla strawberry or chocolate, and that just be sitting like in that big old tub. and just be in a freezer. So
Fill into the freezer with a spoon.
yeah. It always be a spoon in there, just like one random spoon that's frozen and cold in there. It needs to be like washed and everything, but everybody uses the same spoon and just throw the spoon right back up in the ice cream.
That's gross.
Well, I have never done that. That's a new one.
Yeah, some people did that. That's my childhood.
Ugh.
Like why I'm weird now.
I just remember when ice cream used to come in the weird like carton that would come apart. So if it got like kind of moist, it'd be like, yeah, you just got freezer burned, half melted ice cream in here.
You got it in your lap and it's leaking out the bottom.
Mm-hmm. You're like, fuck.
They still settle like that though, don't they?
Not really. They have the top.
99-cent store brand might leak still, you don't know.
Yeah.
No,
I had some good sherbet from there.
Liquor, super cheap.
You said what now? The liquor?
Miss Bakersfield, yeah, that 99-cent store in Bakersfield where can fucking sell liquor and wine and fucking beer and shit for like nothing.
Damn.
They do the good shit too. Once in a while, they fucking dude. I went in there and saw some of Nelson Mandela's fucking house wine in there, like his brand and shit. That shit is fucking $70 a bottle, and there was Jack Sellers fucking Ace in there at one point, and those are about $72 a bottle running. And I think they dropped last year to $50, but I was like really interested in how the fuck that was happening. Like this shit just fell off the back of the truck, and now it's in the 99-cent stores.
Yeah, I don't go to enough 99-cent stores. There's only like one that I go to. That's the one next to my house. And I usually only go there because I'm too cheap to buy paper towels at a regular grocery store.
Oh, I hit the 99-cent store for everything but meat.
Exactly. That's right. That's called smart savvy, right? That's what you do with your porn money. Dash that shit.
I don't know.
Oh, man, I can't wait to get back and rolling. I've booked up a bunch of shoots and stuff, like getting in contact with people, because now is everybody's downtime. So I've found it's, you know, if any other of these porn stars hear this shit while we're on quarantine, hopefully they take a note, because I found that most of these producers and the big time and everywhere else, even the amateurs, everybody got time on their hands right now. You know, a lot of them have day jobs and still have money coming in to a degree, so they're ready to book shoots as soon as this shit's up and over. So I find it's a really good time to start getting in contact and reaching out with people.
Yeah, I believe everybody. I know I've seen a few people reach out, but the thing is, it's really hard for some people because they're not working at all right now, and they are trying to sell stuff on like OnlyFans and stuff like that, and it's harder for some of them because they didn't plan out their next 60 days,
Right, and I think they definitely should. And I had a bunch of shoots that canceled up for the summer. Like I was pretty well booked up and had a bunch of places to fly out to. So I just moved back to Oklahoma because LA was killing me. It was just so much all the time. And I'm like, man, I could be flying to all this and just chilling in my campfire. Like, what the fuck? Now I get to have a fire on the weekend. Got my own 3-bedroom place. That's pretty nice. In the middle of nowhere, dirt cheap. Fucking love it.
I really wish that I could get a place like that on a third of what they charge in like Oklahoma or Indiana or anywhere.
Yeah, if you're out there in LA, dude, my place would be fucking renting probably $3,000 out there, and I'm paying $600 a month.
I love that. That's what I miss about the Midwest.
Oh
my God,
it's pretty nice. But I do think planning's important, and hopefully these girls do it. I mean, I know a lot of them are very multifaceted. But hey, now's the perfect time to cam because everybody's at home, I was thinking about starting that up. I made a Chatterbait account. So I've never cammed, and I'm like, man, I talk to myself just fine all the fucking time. But I find that as soon as I get behind a screen, like I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing when it comes to camming, like live shit. If I got to make some shit up on my own, like I can do cam shows just fine with I did Camstar Pornhouse and a couple others, and that was cool. But I'm just like, what am I going to fucking do? Because I'm not going to get naked for y'all motherfuckers till you pay me, If I just sit and play fucking video games.
That's what my friend does. She literally sits on cam playing video games And then if they tip her, she slowly takes off her clothes.
Yep, tip goals. I wish I had like a nice little area, like a studio where I could have like a boxing ring and have girls come in and fucking, maybe not beat each other up that bad, but do some dirty stuff and beat each other up.
I mean, like, that worked for kink, so yeah, I mean, like, it can work, because people like to see girls aggressive, so.
Yeah, right? Like, can you imagine a cam that does that? Like, and they'd be like, all right, we want you to uppercut her in the face and then kick her in the leg. We'll pay you $100. What?
Well, that's what they do on, what's it called? The beat up thing on kink. So. And
That's
then,
fucking awesome.
And then they have the loser have sex with the winner, but the winner is the aggressive one.
I'll always be the aggressive one. I'll be on that because when it comes to other bitches, I like to say that I have a huge lack of finesse and they fucking love it. That was my New Year's resolution. Fuck more bitches. Thank you, Tech 9.
I don't know. That's okay. I lost my train of thought there.
It's funny.
So what is your longevity and like what do you plan to do as far as industry wise?
I don't know. Just keep doing whatever I want, I guess. It's been working pretty well so far. I just keep calling people. It's like a hobby, man. So it's probably going to be a lifetime thing, Like, I've been talking to my old man about, like, kind of trying to convince him to open up a production company sometime, in the next 10 years or so. And I got some other ventures I'm a little more focused on right now. But that is definitely something in the future I've thought about doing, really like to do. I admire Angela Wyatt, and I really do like Joanna Angel too, and seeing what they've done with their careers. And New Sensations is ran by women, and I think that's fucking really cool. Girls who have been in the industry have actually gone somewhere, so it seems like it's something that is actually an attainable goal, especially with somebody like me. I don't really I do a lot of crazy shit. I don't really stick to one thing, so at least it's interesting, I guess. That's what I've been told. I don't know. That's, I guess. I feel like I'm pretty entertaining, but I don't want to be too, like, unmodest, if that's even a fucking word.
I mean, like, you always gotta, like, to be true to yourself, And if you're true to yourself, he will find you humorous or, like, they will understand your true character, and they can see if you're faking the funk or not,
Yeah, and right. Like, just show up, man. Just show up and be yourself. It'll be fine.
People want people that are interesting. I mean, like, okay, if somebody has no personality at this point, there's so much like stuff out there. It's like, well, if you're going to be boring and do blowjobs, well, shit, I can find anybody that's boring and do blowjobs. Like,
exactly. And so for me, I think I've got a pretty good longevity going going because of that. It's a hobby. It's fun as shit. I don't expect to be a billionaire off porn. I might. You don't know. You never know. Never a billionaire, right? But you don't know. I could end up going far. I could not. I always strive for the best. I always go as far as I can. And I'm like, hey, I think I'm going to hit up Brazzers. So I fucking hit up Brazzers, right? Like, and when I started getting into porn, I'm like, well, even though it's a hobby, I want to take it seriously because I like to, that's what I do for a living is I make money. I monetize my hobbies and things I like to do. So, why don't you have like a 9-to-5? Because I wouldn't have time to be fucking awesome. I bounty hunt. I fucking do porn. I sell videos. I do a bunch of different shoots, fashion modeling, all kinds of stuff. So just like, there's always a way to like make money doing whatever you want. And so, I don't know. I hope that one day they make a movie about me because bounty hunting porn star. I think it's fucking awesome. Put dog's bitch ass to shame, fat little fuck. Yeah.
How did you get into bounty hunt?
I got in trouble. This guy. And the bondsman, I actually really liked the bondsman, and I had been taking an interest in his security company. He also used to be the SWAT captain for our town, so and he worked as a sheriff's whatever the fuck higher up at some point. And, I could shout him out. His name is Rick Stevens of AR Bail Bonds and Investigation. And if you ever find yourself anywhere in Oklahoma, that's who you should call. AR Bail Bonds Investigation and Security. That's on there now. So big contract company. I actually took in a bunch of Oklahoma's Most Wanted for him because I had such a high bail amount. Like, I couldn't pay it at the time. This is way before porn, years before. And I wanted to move back home here, partially because of that job, and I like doing what I'm doing. I've even actually, out here, we have a FBI, 2 offices out here. One's in my, I don't think I can say that. I can't say where it is. Anyways. So, yeah. I had come up to them with some porn stuff here and even gotten a serial rapist who was posing as a porn star with Vivid, or a porn agent with Vivid, even signing Stephen Hirsch's freaking name and stuff on like false emails and shit and sending them to me. And I was like, all right, you're done now.
Damn.
And that was pretty cool. So I found out that I was really good at things like this. It's just like a natural knack that I have. And so that's kind of how I got into it, because the bondsman was like, hey, I hear you're a computer whiz. You can help me find these people to pay off your bail. And I'm like, oh, well, then let's fucking do that. And wow. I wouldn't go after people with like stupid shit like pot charges and whatever. If it's something that I do, I'm not coming for you. But the first person he sent me after was a pedophile, and I was with it. I was like, all right, found that person. And then recently they were looking for somebody for 9 months, and it took me 3 days to find them once that case got handed over to us. So
that's what's up.
I just kind of stuck with it.
That's a cool story. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Kind of got stuck with it, and it's been just a big thing for me ever since. I really like doing it. I like the chase. I like to hunt people. And, and it's like, it's not as movie theater shit as you would think. Like, we're not just like fucking shooting people all the time, doing all kinds of crazy shit. I'm really just out there looking for where these people are, locating them, talking to their friends and family and whatever. And shit gets a little weird sometimes. Like, and not in the ways you'd expect, man. I had this like 90-something-year-old dude with his dying wife in his house have me come in there and start talking about where his grandkid is, and he's in his fucking the saggiest, oldest pair of underwear I've ever seen. Other than that, naked, and it was very uncomfortable, very interesting, and he was getting all emotional and crying, and it was kind of weird. I didn't know what to do, but that's usually the weird situation you get put in. I tased the guy in the balls once. I got in a lot of trouble, and now I'm not allowed to have the taser outside of the locker.
I'm just imagining how much pain that person experienced.
It was in his boxer shorts. It probably sucked. You shouldn't beat people up and then fuck them while they're unconscious. It's bad.
This is true. That's true.
I know it sounds like it could be fun, but don't fuck them.
Yeah, you get shocked in the balls. Well deserved.
But I mean, you would stick with that, right? We all play video games, I hope. I'm just saying, like, that's what my life is. It's an achievement score thing, Like, I've been achievement whoring on video games my whole life, so they got all these fugitives running around, each one's like an achievement score. It's pretty fucking great. And then to do that, that kind of goes along with all fire, because I have an aggressive nature, and I like to do aggressive things.
I mean, that's very aggressive. That's very aggressive. Like, yeah.
Yes.
Especially being the one that's going after criminals, not knowing, a lot of times what they have on them,
Yeah. I got shanked-ish once. Shanked-ish. It was like a nice thin slice. But that was the worst thing that really ever happened.
Yeah.
I've been around for some fucked up shit and not taken a lot of bodily injury. Like, and a lot of those situations had nothing to do with the job, just getting in the wrong place at the wrong time, looking for somebody else, can be pretty bad. Accidentally coming into a backyard with a dog in it can be really fucking bad.
Yeah, you can't attack the dog. It's the dog fault for protecting that house if you're not going to that house,
Oh, I had the shit scared out of me by a chow. That's a big.
Ooh, yeah. No, I don't fuck with chows.
that thing was at me. It was fast. I was like, dude, that thing could take you out like it's a German Shepherd, but it was quick, and I came in the wrong back gate, and it was the house I was supposed to go was next to, and the gate looked like it belonged to that house, and I went straight in what I thought was their side gate and just was met by this gigantic fur ball of hysterical energy. So, yeah, that got my leg pretty bad. My foot actually has like a bite mark pattern in it. You can see the teeth where they went in. It's pretty cool.
Ooh, goodness gracious.
It went through my shoes. I was stupid enough to be running around Chuck Taylors.
Damn.
But now I only wear palladiums, okay? When I'm out hunting.
Okay. So, yeah, you do a lot more stuff than I thought you did. Because I knew you fought, and I knew you were a performer, but I didn't know you bounty hunted. So yeah, that's pretty
really
amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, when I was down there and we were going to those parties and things, and at that time, like when you guys would see me out doing the red carpets, whatever the award shows and all this other stuff, or out in those parties and things, and you'd see me back then, I was not doing this. That has been the thing of the past at the time, and it was something that I had done in the past, but I just recently started doing this again when I came back home. So I never bounty hunted in California. There's a whole lot more licensing, and out there you need a $1 million life insurance policy to do it. And I'd have that.
I mean, yeah.
So I kind of just left it out, because I didn't want to I don't like to talk about shit I'm not doing, like it's cool to have done something in the past if you have something to show for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But bounty hunting isn't something that you usually just spread all over the place or take pictures with your fucking convicts, but I have actually done that like an asshole.
Well, you can beat them down and like white it on the ground. Selfie.
I did do it to a girl who was crying and her nose had snot running out of it. She was in the back seat all handcuffed up, and I just kind of came in there. She was one of Oklahoma's most wanted. That was kind of bad. But I put $10 on her books the next day, so I kind of paid for that picture.
Oh, goodness. Never get it out.
She tried to run, and so did her nose. I think that was the caption.
That's hilarious.
But it's crazy, like some of the shit that you gotta do to get to these people. Like once you finally do get their information, you have to get them talking. You have to get them to either come out or you got to go in where they are. And I try to draw people out as much as I can because you don't want dangerous situations where you go in and get your porn face punched,
Mm-hmm.
So I am definitely taking it easy too. I'm not like going in all fucking gung ho and shit all the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to make sure that you're safe no matter what, and like since you're chasing people who are on wanted lists, people in general, you never know what they have on them and how like they might not be considered a dangerous criminal, but you don't know how dangerous someone is until you put them in a situation where they want to get away.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Adrenaline's a real big thing, especially when most of them are tweakers. Like, that's the real truth out here. Most of these fucking fugitives that have skipped their fucking courts or skipped their bails, they are on crack or meth or fucking heroin, and they're all geetered out. And you don't want to fight a drug. That shit sucks. I've had to fight a drug a few times in my life, and that's, man, I fucking butted this girl with the butt end of my shotgun 5 times in the forehead. I mean, I cracked her with it hard. I was trying to knock her the fuck out. And it just, that girl, man, she could not knock it. Apparently, I ended up she didn't feel me pick her ribs, dude.
Shit.
That was nuts. That shit was nuts. It was this little fucking girl. That was the hardest fight of my fucking life, man. And she grabbed my shotgun, too, and I was fucking whipping her with it. She started turning that thing around. I kicked her in the fucking ribs and kicked it away from her. Fucking, I was really impressed, but goddamn that mess.
Yeah, so.
I heard my granddad was telling me this, and he was in the Vietnam War, and he was telling me that they would give him a bag of speed, and they would carry it on them, and then if they got shot, they would just get dope the fuck out and be able to keep going. And he was telling me this story one day that they were all messed out, and his platoon had been smoking meth, and they were up for 3 days traveling through the jungle, and shit's all hairy, and they're all dead quiet, and everybody's posted up, man, and a leaf fell out of a tree, and they were all so geared out, they lit the whole fucking tree line up.
Oh,
Shit.
wow. That just sounds,
Wow. That sounds. That's
Dick
wow.
Train.
They should
So,
put that shit in the movie, dude. Sounds entertaining.
in what?
They should put that in the movies. It sounds pretty entertaining.
Yeah. Because over the years, if you do your research, it seems like the military is always giving soldiers like amphetamines.
Of some sort at some point, yeah.
At some point.
Well, they also
whether it's pilots or.
Well, they also don't want to. They also don't want to admit
really
to that, and they're saying like, they contributed to, giving people drugs, and they don't want to admit like PTSD is a real thing,
There are other diagnoses that oftentimes people will get diagnosed with at the VA hospitals that are basically blanket terms when they don't want to diagnose someone with PTSD. But a lot of that time, like, it's very hard to diagnose PTSD because PTSD itself is a blanket term. So, and it's not so much that they don't want to, because, I hear a lot of people be like, yeah, funding at the VA and this and that, they only give me this percentage of, and I have definitely got some problems, sometimes I'm an asshole. Like my brother, man, sometimes he's a little bitch about it. All right, he's got PTSD. Yes, he does. And so the fuck do I. And here's the thing is that he'll fucking just have little anxiety attacks. And that's the worst that happens to him. He just kind of got to pace around. He loses his breath and he's thinking about whatever happened. And I know where he was. So I give him shit. And I'm like, bro, you have anxiety. That's what you have. So the fuck does everybody else, right? That's why you're only getting 30% VA. You got to calm down sometimes. Just learn how to calm the fuck down. So there's a lot of times where the therapist will see situations like that and be like, well, we're not going to call this PTSD. A lot of the time that's what's happening, but it is PTSD. It's just somebody who handles it really well, or doesn't have that big of an issue or whatever, and they mistake the two a lot. And someone who handles it really well needs help. My brother is not one of those. He does not handle it well. He bitches and moans about fucking panic attacks. So they have trouble, I think, really differentiating that. But I do think that they try to do a really good job for our veterans.
They try sometimes.
They try.
But
I mean, it could be no one trying. So.
Exactly right, man. There definitely could be some more done. There always can, this whole homeless veterans thing, again, 50% of the time, that's not the case, really. But, or a case of stolen valor or some sort, you see homeless veterans, right? And I don't think that should be possible. There are so many buildings that are set to be condemned that are government-owned or have gone back into banks that really should have been, that should be taken care of.
I know because I stream on Twitch sometimes, and I know when I did it in February, because I give all the money I make toward charities. I know during February I was giving it to the vets via DVS, I think is the name of it, and they just help vets who don't get the benefits that they're supposed to get. So I understand completely what you're referring to.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's definitely the stigma there. Unfortunate, but, there's a lot of cool things we can do as society. I think that's really great. We can really help people out by donating to things like the Wounded Warrior Foundation and the Wounded Hero Foundation, both equally cool, kind of stand for two different things. And there's even Team America and Team Red, White, and Blue that completely encompass the military. I do donate, and there's an app that you can use called Charity Miles, and y'all should definitely look into this, especially because you go to all the conventions and places where you're walking around all the time, being in the industry, in the entertainment industry, And Charity Miles, it's an app that runs in the background, and it uses your stepometer, kind of like the Health app and the Samsung and the iPhones, and your stepometer. That's not what it's called. What's it called? Pedometer.
Yeah.
Your pedometer, and so it uses that and it calculates how far you're going, and then the companies that you pick your team who you're going to donate to, and it actually donates to them for however many miles you walk. And so I've left it running to where it's donated for like an 80-mile walk, which is a pretty decent amount of money. That's $10, and it's like that's a good way to make a difference where it's passive. You know, you can do that in your sleep. It's something you'll never have to think about again. So if you really do, if you're a patriot, fucking why not? You know, if you're worried about cancer, fucking why not? You know, there's a bunch of tycoons paying for advertisement that it isn't even running on your phone. And I think that's pretty great. That's an amazing thing that you can do.
It is kind of, it's really simple. Good. So, but you can't do it right now, but like as soon as this craziness is over, you can go ahead and do it.
Yeah, definitely.
People are still taking walks.
Yeah, but they're not taking as much.
That's true.
Yeah, so I mean,
right now I think definitely donating to a cure is important if that's really, you know, anyone's prerogative, I guess. But right now donating is hard to do for anybody, I'm sure. You know, I'm definitely a little out of work right now because you can't hunt and you can't shoot porn. So I hear there's a thing going around the porn industry where they're blacklisting people who shoot right now. Have you heard anything about that?
Yes, like you're not supposed to shoot anything right now. So like if you do, oh, you're done.
Good. That's great. I really like that. That should really help keep people from being retarded.
The only thing you can do, from what my understanding is if like, for example, if like blah blah is your significant other. I mean, they can't stop you from shooting with your significant other, you know, because that's your significant other, and or you are in a model, you're already in a model house, whatever, and you shoot with your roommate, you gotta be condemned that you can't say, okay, I'm here, and then you're going up.
Somebody you're living with, right? Yeah. Yeah. I've tried to talk my man into doing porn. He is a bit too regal for that, he thinks. But he's kind of slowly budging. I'm bending him. He's a super slut. He's just got to come out of the closet with it. And I wouldn't be with anybody with a tiny dick, so y'all know that shit is good. And he's the best sex I've ever had in my life. I mean, this man is an animal.
Maybe it's like I can't. It's a different thing being on on camera.
It is.
Yeah, he's got a mama. I think is his big thing. Is he's like trying to be respectful. But he acts all manly about it. He talks about his pride and stuff. So I'm like, dude, wouldn't it be like the opposite?
See,
but then here recently, he's gotten into like making videos where he's like not really in them, just his penis.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting there. We started with the dick.
Got to slowly move the rest of the body into there.
I mean, that's like
dipping your toes in the pool. Dick first. I would love to have another fight, man. I hope if any of the people who hear this are like some of the fighters from the past.
They're changing it though. Now it's going to be different.
Oh my God! What?
They changed up the fight, the way they're doing it, mainly because they weren't getting a lot of people to do it anymore because of, you know, it was a real fight. And like, for example, like I was getting the girls for the oil.
Is it my fault?
No. It's been going on for a while that like people didn't want to do it, and they kept having the same fighters repetitively, you know, like
that's what they were telling me.
And then they started the twerking competition. So here's the new thing. The new rules is no head punching or headgear. You have glove, wraps, and guards punches, body punches only. Kicks below the waist. Wrestling is okay. Topless is optional. And instead of you getting I think the winner got 400 and the loser got 200 back then. The thing is,
oh man, so corporate was having an issue with having me fight again. We had a whole fight set up 2 months in a row, and corporate kept canceling my fight, saying that they were having an issue with me fighting there because I was getting too aggressive and too violent. And like I had beat this dude's ass in the crowd when my girl was fighting, And I didn't get to see her fight because of that, because it happened during the first fight. The dude fucking threw his beer on me. I knew him, right? And he had my cell phone. I left it at his place. It was like a bad sex problem, right? I accidentally left my cell phone at a bad lady's place, and it pissed him off that I like wasn't interested anymore. And so he came and met me there. I was like, well, I'm at this fight. Bring my phone, whatever. And he comes and like throws a beer in my face, calls me a whore, runs out, and then like throws my phone in the street, right? But that's after I whooped his ass on his way out the door before he got to throw my phone in the street, right? I only whooped him a little, but it was fast and it was heavy. He threw the beer at me, and then I bent him over backwards and slammed the back of his head into the bar, and then grabbed the pitcher and hit him in the face with it, and then I punched him in the throat. And then I walked myself out, and security did not seem to even respond well at all, at all. And he ran out, and I just walked out after him, and then they told me I couldn't come back in. And that was the last time I was there. But then I was talking to James Bartlett about doing another one. He said it might be okay, because it wasn't that I was really in the wrong, and I did let him go.
Yeah.
Like I just, 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, and James hasn't been there in a while either. So
what happened?
He hasn't hosted one in a while either, though.
Oh, no shit, man. That's okay. There's other venues and actual fights to do anyways, but that place is a lot of fun, and I like when girls pull their boobs out and try to punch me.
And sometimes, like, it was okay, and that's what in the early wrestling thing was fully naked. So the only thing with that one was it's hard to get people to actually tip because with the fully nude one, you're not allowed to drink there, so people don't tip because they're not drunk.
Right.
And it's like,
we made pretty good tips on that fight with Nikki.
That's what I'm saying, and like y'all were just topless, And it's like,
the fight with Gianni was a good split too. I came up with 180 something, I think, close to $200.
Yeah. So, and now they're doing it so you get each girl get $300 now, no matter what.
Really, dude?
Yeah.
I got paid way more than that.
Well, no, you get 300 plus tips.
Yeah, I definitely got paid way more than that.
But
that's what I got paid to lose.
Because you get paid 200. I think it was 200 for the loser and 400 for the winner, the way it used to be.
Oh yeah, I think I got $100 over what everybody else was getting paid. I remember they said something about if I took my top off, I'd get paid $100 extra. So that might be what it was. Because I did do my fight with Nikki topless, and it was $500 for the win.
Oh, okay.
I think it went down. It might have just gone down too, because they're decreasing the way they're fighting.
Because I don't know, it's complicated, and that's why I only do one event with them. So, but we have reached the end of this podcast, though. So
yes,
please tell everybody how to find you, where they can find you at, and all the other fun. So we actually went over, but your story was interesting.
You can find me just about anywhere. You can Google ARIES LUX on Google, and a bunch of interviews and podcasts and radio shows and stuff will come up, and whatever else. Probably some social media stuff. And if you just Google ARIES LUX, you'll find me on there. If you Google ARIES LUX porn, because we know how Google likes to censor things, you'll find all of that very easily. And you can start typing ARIES LUX BJ, ARIES LUX blah, 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 and you'll find all the stuff. Or you can find me on any social media under ARIES LUX Forever, everything lowercase. And that's LUX, which is a unit of measurement. It has nothing to do with luxury. It's because I'm a genius.
NCW, go ahead and say yours really quick.
All right, my Instagram is Christopher_ Willie with an IE, not a J, _ what is it? Yeah, Willie with an IE.
Don't ask me.
Let's start that over again. Kind of high. All right, Christopher.
Me too.
Christopher _ Willie with a IE, not a Y _J on Instagram. If you're concerned with any of my gym stuff, it's kind of, with this COVID-19 stuff, I post some videos online. That's at CC Fitness LA on Instagram, Twitter, CC Fitness on Facebook, and ccfitness.com. ccfitnessla.com, excuse
And for us, it's Burbank Misfits on Twitter and on Facebook, The Burbank Misfits on Instagram. Find me at Rawstarr on Instagram and on Twitter. Thank you for tuning in to this week of The Misfit Effect. Thanks again, Aries, for a phenomenal podcast, and we will see you all next week.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.